And so you are also in business with your wife.
Yes, indeed.
I've been to some
Yeah.
of your events, which
Yeah.
are kick-ass.
Good,
You know
good.
how to throw a good party.
Yeah. Thank you.
What's that dynamic like, working together?
Yeah, so you came to the Shard.
I did. It was your 40th and
Yes,
her
the Shard.
35th.
220 people, top two floors,
It was
partying like a rock
amazing.
star.
Yeah,
It's good fun, right?
it was.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was really
So
good. I
putting
met some
just
epic people.
great people in the room. That's typical environment of our events. Is
Yeah,
like just good people, good energy, networking, but having fun. You know.
yeah.
So the dynamics to the question. So yes, we've been married some time now, 7 years or so. Been together maybe 16 years or so.
16.
So yeah, something like that. Yeah, 16. Yeah, we've been together a long time, maybe longer. And yeah, it's a cool dynamic. We're both entrepreneurs. She's an entrepreneur. She's a personal branding expert. I manage her speaking career, so I negotiate all of her deals with Facebook, Accenture, PwC, EY, all these FTSE 100 brands, but also events as well to talk about personal branding. And so our dynamic's really cool. She's a rock star in itself with what she does, and yeah, it's cool. Can't complain.
So you manage her speaking gigs,
Yeah,
right?
and believe it or not, what do you think? Do you think I charge her for the pleasure?
Do
What do you
you?
think? I'm asking you. What do you think?
Hmm.
How do you feel about that if someone did that to you?
What if my
Mm.
partner charged me?
Yeah, a
It's fair business
booking
exchange,
agent.
actually.
It's business, right?
Yeah.
So I think I outperform respectfully her speaking agent, and I'm good at what I do.
Right. So how do you two then operate with money? So
In
you
what
bill
sense?
her
Yeah,
for that.
yeah. Well,
Do
now
you...
I don't actually have to bill her anymore. She just gives me a percentage. Yeah.
Okay.
I do
Okay.
want a pay rise, I must add, but that's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, she pays me for the pleasure, as she would her booking agent.
Yeah.
But also, it requires a degree of trust because I also say no to some bookings and some things that I don't think are quite on brand. So I think for the last 10 years of managing her, 11 years, it was only her I was managing. Now I'm opening that up to other people. I've done 7 figures of bookings plus. And it's like you have to trust the person that's booking for you.
Mm.
Some things are not quite on brand. Some things the number's not quite where you want it to be. So what's the alternative exchange? But yeah, I enjoy it, and look, I think it's fair. Like you're gonna pay your agent, why wouldn't you pay me?
Agreed. So then
So
where do you guys sit with like traditional male female dynamics and roles?
great question. When we first moved in together, Bianca said to me, well, I kind of said what I'm prepared to do in the house and what I'm not prepared to do in the house. And look, whilst I like a clean house, whilst I like certain things, I'm not that. You're not going to see me on a Sunday morning doing the skirting board, okay, of the whole house. So we had this conversation very early on, and the answer for that well, I'm not going to do it either then, right? And so I was like, okay, cool. So we're going to get cleaner. We're gonna split the cost. And she was like, cool. And from that day till now, we've always had house help. And I think that has been a tremendous help in our relationship because there's never, you wake up in the morning, things are dirty, there's always someone there to come and help. And
Mm-hmm.
really, when you think about it relatively, like, let's say we're in the UK at the moment, fine, the cost is £20 an hour,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like, what do you get for that? My fridge is cleaner than yours. My skirting boards are cleaned more frequently than yours. Like, why would you go and do these things other than any other reason other than budget? Some people say, but I like cleaning. Like, but you can also like doing other things with your life and your time. Like, we can do something more
Yeah.
fun, right? And then you're gonna be like, oh, I always clean while I'm watching football. Like, so we've always had that. So in terms of traditional roles, she does like to cook. She does cook well. Doesn't do it every single day, and that's cool. I'm okay with that. Um, and she's an entrepreneur, so she does have those some masculine traits, as you will. She's a boss. She has her own team. She runs her own business. She does incredible things. So um, the dynamics work, and I'm perfectly okay. Like some people say, do you not feel like she's like I'm cool. I want to elevate her
Mm.
and put her as much as I don't mind. I'm okay if she wants to retire me. I'll be her sugar baby, yeah? I'm all right with that. Like, I've got no problem with that. people say, yeah, that's because you've achieved certain things, and maybe that's the case, right? But yeah, no. So in terms of like coming back to the question, like traditional roles, we're still like, give me 3 or 4 examples of traditional roles.
Okay, so the man is the protector,
Yeah,
provider.
yeah. So the way I'm very protective, and I have some perhaps, you always want to make sure your partner's safe, and you always want to make sure that they're doing things. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to fix it. So I always want to do things. Of course, I'm a protector. In terms of provider, I think now it's very different because she makes a lot of money, right? So the the thing is, our company, we have a joint company together. So there's no household cost that she has to pay for necessarily. So the company pays for basically everything within reason. So she doesn't got no household cost. So any money that she makes is also hers, and then she still gets dividends and so on and so forth. So there's no, in terms of like financial contribution required necessarily from her. So I don't know if where that fits in the
Well,
traditional
that
scale.
would maybe be classed as traditional, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she works, so she also contributes to the business, which ends up paying for everything. I mean, there's no travel costs, company can pay for it all. So yeah, it's interesting. I don't know. So okay, yeah. So I guess it's quite traditional in some respects. Obviously, we've just had a beautiful baby boy, and she's on maternity leave, but coming back 2 days a week at the moment. That's the transition. So I guess traditional in that sense. She's going to be the one looking after the baby more than me. But yeah, it's good.